Well, if you are the parent of a high schooler, you know they can be a handful, from choosing what they do in life to making sure they get good grades. Being a high school student, so it can be stressful for both the teen and the parent.
Just as tough, making sure your child is learning all they can, all while working to stay out of a certain person's office. That certain person or persons are part of this week's Someone You Should Know.
How many principals does it take to run one of North Dakota's largest high schools? In other words, how much supervision do more than 1,400 high schoolers need? Right now, there are 4 principals at Legacy High School in Bismarck. The main principal and 3 assistants, plus an activities director. I spoke with the activities director and 3 out of the 4 principals. First, Principal Tom Schmidt.
The reward of the work has been amazing, and meeting students and staff and meeting the challenges where they are currently at and trying to find students that as times have changed, so I go back to education when I started in 1995 to now, how much the world of education has changed.
Those changes and the need to meet them have led Bismarck Public Schools to constantly adapt. This year, in fact, Emily Jacobson and John Heinrich have gone from being deans of students to assistant principals. Even though they needed to apply and take on more responsibility, they say it's worth it.
I love that I get to connect with all kids throughout the school, and not just kids, but all staff. Being able to connect with all the teachers. When I was in the classroom, I didn't even know all the staff some of the times, but now I get to know all the staff, from support staff to our certified teaching staff, and it's wonderful working with staff equal to kids.
I have a wide variety of interactions with my students. Ultimately, that's why I come here each and every day, is to work with students. And so when I get to work with them as much as possible, when I get to work with staff and teachers as much as possible, brainstorming, finding creative ways to try new things, that is a great day for me.
The biggest change in responsibility, though, comes to Brett Mitchell, going from the classroom and field to now making sure events needing to happen when and where they're supposed to.
Part of my role is to bring together the classroom and extracurricular activities so that the people in our building have more interaction with our students, and our students can tie what they learn in the field into the classroom. And I think bringing those two things together is super important. I want that to continue and to grow, and for this to be a great place.
Making that growth happen can take a lot of planning for school officials, but sometimes it's as easy as giving a student candy.
They come in for a blow pop, but it's a good reason to strike up a conversation about life and sports and music and whatever else might be going on in the world, and just have some of those fun connections again.
Forming trust and solid relationships by way of candy, conversation, and caring. The principals and activities director at Legacy High School are some people you should know.
Everyone I spoke with say, though they have a lot of responsibility, they can't just do it alone.
Yeah, that's right. And all Schmidt, Heinrich, Jacobson, and Mitchell say they have great support helping when a lot is happening all at once. And if you think there's someone we should know, send either of us an email here at ndfirst@kxnet.com. We definitely want to hear from you.
It seems like such a small thing, but the whole blow pop idea, you think yeah, well, it's candy, but like Principal Schmidt said, it's a way to relate to kids. There's a psychology of giving someone something.
Absolutely.
And I think it's like a 30% increase in their ability to connect with you.
For sure.
So it helps them get to relate, but everybody there was just very positive, and they're very uplifted, and they're excited. Like I said, even though it's more responsibility, they're able to engage the kids, and especially given the last couple of years that everybody's been through, they said, it's nice to finally be able to kind of get back to as normal as possible.
Certainly, and I can't imagine all of the collaboration it takes for the 4 of them to work together and come up with solutions and ideas, and it's pretty exciting.
Incidentally, Emily Jacobson, one of the assistant principals, said that she thinks she's the funniest. but altogether, they said they got to laugh because they got to get through the day together, and just make the day make it that much better.
Got to have the laughter.
Yes.